What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It is me, the Master Reviewer, back again with another review, and today we are doing Bad Boys for Life. This is the third installment in the Bad Boys franchise, and we are finally getting to it. In general, just a bit quick disclaimer before the video, not a disclaimer, but just I wanted to say that the upload schedule now, it's going to be probably pretty, not consistent, but it's going to probably be less than what I was hoping. Unfortunately, there are people that I live with, and so I can only really afford to upload at certain hours. So because of that, it will make it that I'll probably only be able to release one video a day, probably no more than that, but we'll see, maybe that'll change. So anyway, let's just begin with the review. Background, I don't really have any background. I said in the last two videos that I found out about this franchise in 2020. It was 5 years, not 4 or 3 years like I was saying in the last video. So I found out about this franchise in 2020, and I am finally on the third installment. And with that said, let's begin with the first part. I'm actually, in the last few videos, up until this point, I'm pretty sure the order of my categories I went with was plot, characters, and setting. For this one, I'm going to try to switch it up. I'm going to see if it works better if I go characters, plot, and setting first. So starting off with the characters, we have Mike and Marcus in this movie. They're still great. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are still doing a great job as the characters. I think that they work very well together. They still got the chemistry in this movie. In this one, they kind of have this like dynamic where it's like in the last movie they also had this dynamic where Mike is very like he still wants to stay a bad boy. He still wants to be a cop, and he wants to live the lifestyle still. While you have Marcus, who is in the last movie, he was like he wanted to transfer departments. In this one, he becomes a grandfather at the beginning, so he wants to live a more safe life, and he doesn't want to be part of that like over action lifestyle anymore. So I think that that dynamic, it works well here. Once again, it works probably better than the last one, because this one it's more so about like this one you actually have Marcus wanting to retire, which makes it much more interesting than the last one where he just wanted to transfer. Who else? You have Captain Conrad Howard, who fantastic job in this movie. I really liked his performance in the last movie. He was also good. He was good comic relief. In the first movie, he was very good. In this movie, though, you actually have like a lot of emotion. Like he has that talk with Mike about like the Buddhists on the road and stuff. And then right after that, he dies. And then the funeral scene, most emotion and impact I felt so far in this franchise up until this point. So very great job. He's played by Joe Pantoliano. And as I said previously, I'm watching The Sopranos at the moment, and I'm actually I've gotten to the episodes where he shows up in that, so that was interesting to see how he's in The Sopranos as well. The villain, I gotta talk about the villain, Armando Aretas, Mike's son. Spoiler alert. You should know coming into this that you're gonna get spoilers. Armando, he is the best villain so far in my opinion. He has this relationship with Mike where it's like, the entire movie, you go thinking that he's after revenge for like something Mike did. Like you think that he keeps talking about like we have to get what your father deserves. That's what Isabel says. I'll get to her after this, but like you keep thinking that he's after revenge, and then you find out the plot twist that Mike is his father, and then he didn't know it himself. So then like that creates a great dynamic, which I am very excited in the next movie to see how that plays out. Isabel, I will say she's probably the right. I will have to cut that out. You're not going to see what just happened, but anyway, she's probably my least favorite part of the movie, Isabel, just because she's kind of one note. She just wants revenge after Mike because like he betrayed her, and that's all her character really is. So because of that, she's one note. But Armando, he's great. I love him. He's best villain, better than Johnny Tappa, better than let me just check real quick. Bad Boys villain, because I do not remember the villain of the first movie, and Fuche, I don't remember him at all, but so Armando better than Fuche, better than Johnny Tappa. I think I'm saying his name right, I don't know. Reggie's back in this, so that's a nice callback from the last movie where he's finally married now to, I think Megan was her name, I'm pretty sure. DJ Khaled's in this. He makes a brief cameo as Manny the Butcher. He's there, he's alright, I guess. Zuelo, I don't really remember him that much. He was, I think they just were after him because he like manufactured the P90 bullets that Armando used to like for the assassination attempt. So yeah, he was there. He served his job well. In this movie, you have the Ammo Squad, who's like helping out Mike and Marcus, and they're pretty good. I would say that they don't take away anything from the main dynamic between Mike and Marcus. They just they're there, and they do a good job of assisting them. You have Rita, she's good. None of them are bad, really. Dorn is my favorite, though. You also have Rafe and Kelly, but Dorn, he's definitely my favorite out of the bunch. He's yeah, Kelly. Dorn is my favorite. He's like, he has this he's very strong and tough, but then he's like, he doesn't like violence because of like in his past, like he ended up like killing someone by accident when he was working as a bouncer. So I really him as a character, like he's like the tech guy and stuff. So I think he's the best out of the new characters. Like besides like Armando, if we're going by new characters, then Armando's the best. So yeah, with that said, the characters I would give characters 8 out of 10. I think the characters in this movie are great. Not an 8 out of 10 actually. I'll give it a 7.5. I think like Isabel, she kind of brings it down. Like she makes it kind of one note, and also like some of the newer characters like Kelly, Rafe, and stuff. They're also like, they don't really get that much. They're not in it too much in the movie. So also like Teresa, she's in this. She's still good, like providing some good comedy. But yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. It's pretty good, the characters. Next up, we got the plots. The plot I thought was also like, this is the best plot so far. I was the most invested in this movie out of the previous ones. You have Mike, he really wants revenge after this assassination attempt by Armando on him, and like the Captain Conrad, he makes like a great point. He's like saying like, you know, you're blinded by hatred and revenge, and you know, you gotta, what's at the end of this? What is this gonna lead you to? And then Mike doesn't really have an answer, and this is what's driving him forward. So then I think that's like really, really good. And then on the opposite end, you have Marcus, who he doesn't want to keep going with this. He wants to just like quit the lifestyle of this, but then he also wants, like, Mike is his friend. So eventually he does end up like agreeing to, after Captain Howard dies, he's like, all right, you know what, fine, we'll do this one more time, and we gotta like avenge Captain Howard. So yeah, I thought the plot was good. The plot twist was a very, I didn't see it coming, and I thought that it worked very well. So the plot, it was way better than the last movie, where it's just like, oh, standard bad guy, he's like dealing drugs, or like, he's, you know, they're stealing money. Like this one actually had some emotion, some stakes and stuff, and yeah, so plot, I would probably give, I'd say 8 out of 10. It was a great plot. I liked it a lot. So moving on from that, we got the setting. I like this setting the most. You had Miami back again, but this time, because it's like the 2020, and you got like much more, I guess, like cinema has evolved in like the past like 17 years. So you have like the night sky of Miami. It's like all purple and stuff. It looks really nice in some of the shots. It looks very colorful and vibrant in general, which is nice. So in this movie, yeah, just the colors and everything about it just looks very nice. It also looks much more modern, which is good. I always like to see that. So also the final piece, this final set piece, where it's like takes place in this Isabel's, I don't know, it's not, I don't think it's her house, but it's like the final area, the final confrontation with the, I don't know, I'm thinking like La Bruja's lair, but that's probably not what it's called. So yeah, that final set piece, it's really, really also very nice. Yeah, so setting, I would give probably like an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was amazing, I'd say. I thought just the colors, they look great, honestly. Now, in terms of the genre's comedy, I would give this a 7.5, and I would say that probably the only thing that the last movie does still better is the comedy. I do think, looking back, I think the second movie probably still has a few more like better, I think it just has more comedy in general. This movie focuses more so on like the emotional aspect, I guess, which is good, but because of that, like it does, like the last movie has more, I feel like, comedy. Like I remember laughing in the second movie more than I laughed at this one. So, but the comedy's still good. It's like still 7.5. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, they still give these great performances, and like the comedy with them is just still very good. The action, I would give an 8 out of 10. You have some really good action in this one. You got drones, you got grenades, you have like glass fights where it's like they use glass as knives and stuff. You have sentry turrets. It's just really good time, a lot of good stuff. And my main critique of the first movie, one of my main critiques was that like it's the 1990s, and so the action, it's not like modern anymore. It's not modern, so it's hard to compare it to stuff nowadays. And we've gotten to nowadays. Now it's the 2020s, and you got some really good action stuff. So that's good. In terms of buddy cop, I would give this a 6.5. It's good. The main thing is that just because it's pretty much the same as like the last two movies, like you still have this stuff with Marcus and Mike. Nothing really changes. It's just now you got the ammo squad as well. And like I said, they don't really take away from the buddy cop stuff. You still have a lot of that, like with Marcus and Mike. So just, it's basically the same as the last movie, 6.5. It's good. In terms of drama, I would say 7.5. I'd say like there was some pretty good drama here with like between Mike and Marcus, even between like Mike and Rita, just especially between like with Armando and Mike. Just very good stuff. Like I was invested and wanted to see what happened next. So in terms of drama, I would give it a 7.5. In terms of the mystery, I'd give it like a 6.5. Like, it was a good mystery. The plot twist was good. But it was also pretty basic, so like I'm not gonna rate it any higher than that, than a 6.5. In terms of the worst, in general, I've decided that like moving forward, if there's a movie that doesn't really have like something really bad that stands out, I'm not gonna say that there's a worst, but I will say like because I have a worst category, I'm just gonna like throw something out there that might not necessarily be like terrible, but I just consider it like because it's the worst, because this is just how I'm doing it. So nothing's really bad in this movie, I'd say, but I would say the worst part is probably just Isabel, because like she is, again, like I said, she's one note, and I get like it serves the purpose well, I guess, like because she is supposed to be like, I guess, the ultimate villain. Armando is supposed to be like redeemed by the end of this, so it works. But because of that, I'd still give it like a 6 out of 10. But again, so what I'll do for the worst, if I don't think the worst actually plays a part, I'll just like take half the score of the worst, because I don't think it should. Well, not half, I guess. I'm not sure I'm supposed to do that with the calculation, but I'll get to it. In terms of the best, I would say probably there's a lot to like about this. The characters were good, the settings were good. So for the best, I would say probably just I also have to like consider how to work. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with the worst and best categories, because sometimes like the worst is not really even something bad, so I feel like it shouldn't factor into the final score. And also sometimes I feel like the best, it's like I pick something random for the best because there's so much good stuff to it. So yeah, I don't really. I think what I'll probably just do for the best, I'll just take like whatever the highest ranking was, and I'll just like maybe rank it again, or I'm not really sure how I'll do this, but just throwing it out there. Like when I think like what was the best thing about this movie, I would just say the plot. The plot was like the best out of this entire franchise so far. You had just the plot twist and Armando. Like it was just a good story that I like to see. It was very entertaining to watch. So in terms of the best, I would say the plot again, which is an 8 out of 10. So like you see, this is weird because I'm saying the plot was the best thing, which I gave an 8 out of 10, but then for settings, I rated it an 8.5, so it was technically higher. But so I know it's kind of weird. Like the plot it's worth more, I guess. Even if it was a lower score than the settings, it's still worth more. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know, if you get like a 70 in advanced math, it's worth more than if you got like an 80 in intermediate math in like school, for those of you in school. So yeah. Anyway, with that said, any extra details? Once again, Reggie was in this. He was back. I like that a lot. What else we got here? Yeah, no, I think that was pretty much all there was to it. So I will just now 0.4. So it rounds up to about 7.5. I would give it higher than that. I would say that this movie I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it is great. I think that it is so far the best installment in the franchise, and I'm hoping the next one can exceed this score by even more than it already got. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you have any recommendations, any movies, shows, anime, leave it in the comments below, and I will maybe check it out. And with that said, let's leave it at that.